one, and hopefully I got all the bugs out of it by having everything crash and burn last time. So the first thing we're going to do is infect the Windows machine with this fake malware. So I download it from here, and save it in downloads folder is fine. Now there's something about Windows 11 here. Let's make sure I've done this first. In virus and threat protection, click manage settings. Okay, so let's go here and search for virus, because this is Windows 11. So I should go in here and get rid of this. I don't care about OneDrive. Then turn off tamper protection. Okay, down here, settings. All right, we don't want, I don't suppose we want any of this. Not that it really matters, but I'll just turn off everything. Tamper protection. There, that's off, good. Under exclusions, make sure the C drive is excluded, which I think it is, but we'll see. Here's exclusions. Add or remove exclusions. And C is already excluded. Okay, so the antivirus is already not doing anything on this machine. All right, and they say turn off cloud delivered protection and automatic sample submission. So let's see if that stuff is off. Cloud, good. Okay, so all this junk is off. Okay, good. So this machine is vulnerable enough to run my sleazy malware. This malware is just a batch file. It's nothing, not very fancy, and modern Windows defenses will catch it. There's my PUP4. So here's the instructions. Extract it. Run the executable in here as administrator. So it's extract. Extract all. Extract. And the password is malware, which is the standard in this business, to make sure nobody unpacks this stuff that doesn't understand what they're doing. All right. And now that I've got this thing, let's close this just to get it out of the way. All right. So now, run PUP4 as administrator. Okay. Okay. And Microsoft's just going to try and stop me, but I run anyway. All right, now I elevate to administrator, and it runs that thing. There it goes. All right. Now move the PUP4 message to C. So that's going to be this thing, and C is down here somewhere. There we go. PUP4 message goes to C. All right. Then delete everything. Back to downloads, delete both of these. All right. Empty the recycle bin and restart the box. All right, and as I remember, before I think we had to install this Visual C++ redistributable thing, and we'll see what happens. I remember there was some trouble getting it to launch. But let's see what happens here. So empty the recycle bin. Well, what is this nonsense? Okay, empty the recycle bin. There we go. All right, and then restart, and let's see if the malware launches or if we have to do more workarounds. Restart. But I think it works on here because when I started it today, the message was there. So I think this machine is in an appropriate vulnerable condition. And it looks like Microsoft is not going to make us wait for updates, which is nice. There's a new site called privacy.checksy that has a script that claims it can stop the updates. I haven't tried it yet, but people tell me it works. It is very hard to stop Windows updates.
Yeah.
Microsoft really doesn't want you to stop them. But for things like demonstrations in a virtual machine, it would be nice to stop them. But in a way, I never push it too hard because really you might as well be running your malware in a modern system. But anyway,
So
it's
go ahead.
that's all right. There is an option to stop them apparently, but Microsoft keeps blocking it. They don't want you to use local accounts, they want you to use cloud accounts, and they don't want you to stop the updates. And they keep making it harder to do either of those things.
I went to that Privacy is Sexy site yesterday, and I must have been doing something wrong. I couldn't get to it yet.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was blocked.
Yeah, I wanted to get a t-shirt.
It was privacy.checksy, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I didn't know there was a .sexy domain, but I guess there is now. Okay, so there's done. Let's see if the malware pops up. As I remember, this is something that did not work last time. Windows Security, Defender did not find any threats. Well, that's good. It better not, since I told it not to look anywhere. Ah, good, it's still starting up. Okay. Yeah, the CPU is still high. It's still vigorously starting stuff. Windows draws the desktop when it's not really ready yet to try to silence the people. There, that looks like the malware launching. You can tell I wrote my malware pretty sleazily, so it actually pops up visible boxes. Now, it might be asking permission. Not yet. Okay. Microsoft Windows is extremely complicated. There's like 100 services running in the background, and it takes a long time to start them all. And it has some kind of order in which to start them. I'm beginning to lose faith that this malware is going to launch. It's in the run key, and it will try to launch, and it should have popped up a box asking for permission if it was going to complain, but it looks like it didn't. All right, well, let me try and diagnose the problem. If you look in regedit, we're going to see here later when we clean it off. If you look in the registry editor, you can see the key that launches it. And let's just see if we can figure it. Yeah, here it is, the run key. And there it is, pup4. It's supposed to run cpup4 message.exe. So this may be what's necessary, is to run it once manually to see why Microsoft won't run it. I could add this to the instructions, and maybe I better. Go into cpup4 message and run it once yourself to get past it complaining that this stuff looks kind of funny. So there it is. Right click, open. Right, now this box I should have popped up, but it didn't. Now I'm going to tell it to run anyway. All right, now I think that fixes it, and I think I'll have to add that to the instructions. Let me try another restart and see if that's what does it. Because I think it was that box which should have popped up. It doesn't seem to pop up anymore, and this is, Microsoft keeps changing the rules for their defenses. But now that I've run it once, it should know I like it. And I could just add that to the original infection instructions, run it once. All right. Now, let's see if it pops up all by itself like it should. And what is this dog-looking thing? I think it's Rover the search dog. Again, they brought back Rover the search dog. Boy, that was like Microsoft Bob and Clippy, one of Microsoft's things that wasn't exactly a hit. But anyway, looks like they brought back Rover the search dog. Because when all those black boxes appeared, that should have been the malware launching. I think it's still starting up. Well, I'm getting fed up with it. I'm just going to have to start it manually, I think, which is annoying, but that's life. Microsoft keeps changing things, and I can get on with the project. So if it doesn't launch automatically, you just launch it manually. So then we can follow. So I just want to open this. Oh, it didn't remember that I approved it. That's interesting. Okay, run anyway. All right. So I'll have to learn how to approve this permanently somehow, probably in a registry or something. But anyway, this is the point. You have this malware running, and now we're going to analyze that malware. And I'll have to add to the instructions on Windows 11 now. You just have to run it manually. Anyway, we will carry on. So here's our Velociraptor. So if you go to the home page, your Velociraptor is here. If you go to Show All, you see the connected machines, and here's the Windows machine connected. You click its ID, and now you're ready to collect information from the Windows machine. All right, and so let me bring up the instructions. All right, and this is the wrong project. We want 372. Okay, so once you've got your Windows machine infected showing this message, then we can investigate it in the client. So the first thing we do is check auto runs. It was supposed to launch automatically, so it should appear in auto runs. Now, for auto runs, there was a problem with Windows on ARM, which is what I'm using. I remember that was one of the problems last time. So on Windows on ARM, you have to tell it to use the Windows on ARM version of autoruns. So you download autoruns.zip. Let me go here. There it is. Okay. All right, save that in, say, the downloads folder. It looks like I've already done this and unzipped it. So I'll just replace the existing one. That's fine. All right. Now, sort by name. So the folder, there's the folder. I'm going to delete the old folder. I'm going to unzip this by double-clicking it. Okay, that unzips it. Now I get various versions of autoruns. And the thing we want is Autorun 64A for ARM. That is not the default in Velociraptor, but it probably will be included in Velociraptor soon because Windows on ARM is not yet a common thing. You can now buy ARM machines with Windows on them, but most people are still using Intel, which is why they don't provide it as a default. Anyway, so my instructions will tell you, get Autoruns 64A. Okay, when you see the Velociraptor image shown above this box, right, you go here, and you can tell it to use a custom executable. So I have to add autoruns, which will find things that automatically run on Windows. And now, I think I configure parameters. Let's see. I'm going to go back to select artifacts. Right, when you get here, then you click Tools, auto run AMD 64, right. Instead of using this tool, I want to tell it to use a different tool, override the tool. And so I click to upload. I guess I have to hit override. Here. Okay. Now I go AutoRun 64A. There we are. That's going to override the tool and use this instead. And I think that's all I have to do.
And this is inside Velociraptor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you run these things in Velociraptor, it installs the tool and runs it. And it downloads it right from Microsoft. But in this case, I need to use a different one than the default. So now launch it as usual. Okay. So launch. And there it goes. And so I can look at the log and see how it's going. All right. And see, it thinks it's running this tool, but I think it renamed it. I think it's really the ARM version. All right. Anyway, we should see some rows of data coming down if it works, something like 1,200 rows. Because there's something like 1,200 things that launch automatically on a Windows machine. Right now it's working. Okay. Waiting for rows. That's normal. And 1,000 rows, another 400 rows. That's good. It looks like it's working. Okay. So collection is done. All right. It's done. So now I should be able to carry on here. So when it's done, you get something like 1,300 rows. Then you go results and download a CSV. So results are here. And one of these buttons will let me down. I think this one. This one will download JSON, download CSV. Okay. There. That gives me a downloaded file ending in CSV here. Comma separated values. So if you look at that with, say, a text editor, then you see these rows showing all these tools. Notice it has a company field. Now, what's easier is to use a spreadsheet. That's what I'm going to do. Let's open this in numbers. Microsoft, Apple default spreadsheet. Excel would work too if you had a Windows machine. And the point is now you can see a lot of information about all these things that automatically run. And the most interesting thing is the company line. This is what company has signed this product. So, for one thing, probably if it's signed by anybody, it's probably not malicious. So I'm just going to select everything and sort, which is organize, sort the entire table by company. There, that should do that. And now, if I go over to the company field,
That's it.
you saw it, I couldn't see it. There it is, company. Okay, so here's a bunch of companies, and that's fine. I'm just going to go down until I find ones that have no company, which will be at the bottom now. Bunch of stuff from Microsoft, of course. Okay, so here's the ones with no company. So these ones are suspicious.
Right.
All right, and now here's why they ran. And let me see if I help myself any more tips about how to identify the malicious one. Yeah, I just said find it here. But you'll find, the main thing you find here is you find it's a no company, and then you'll find that it launches right from the root of C, which is an unusual thing to do. So the launch path will be somewhere here. There. Here's the launch path. And where's the company? Or let me find the company again. Company is column signer. Yeah, H and I. Okay, H and I are the ones. All right, so let me get down to the bottom where there's things that are blank in H and I. All right, and then I want to find the path from which it runs. And that's the registry key that launched it. the path of the executable is also in here. There it is. There's the path, and that's J. Okay, good. So there's the company and there's the path. And so you can just look through here and see, here's a couple things that weren't found, so they didn't launch. Here's some drivers. Here's some stuff in System32 and SysWow, and here's the one in the root of C. So this is the process whereby you might find it. This is a strange place to launch from, and it's unsigned. So you can pick it out as possibly malicious there. All right. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you as the first step. And let me close that. And, all right. So now we've done that. The next thing is find the MD5. So we look at PS List because the program is currently running. You can see it. It's running on the desktop. So all we need to do is investigate currently running programs. So we're going to do PS List, which is here. Collect more data, PS List. Windows, all right. System PS List, and find the MD5 flash. Now we know it's named pup, so we're going to only get processes named pup, with names that contain pup. So we configure parameters, and there is a process regex, so I'll just put in pup. I don't even think I need the dot or anything. Yep, just pup. I think it'll do it if it has that in the name. If that's true, it won't find too many. Instead of 1,400, right, it'll just find something like 1. And there it is. A PS List, it's done. All right, here's the results. It did find 1, pup4 message.exe, and now I have the token info, I have the authenticode signature, which is empty, it's not signed, and I have the MD5 hash and the SHA-1 hash. So that's nice. I could send those up to like VirusTotal or something and see if it's a known malicious file, which it isn't, but that's fine. Now, I haven't yet proven that that running process creates the box. So to do that, we're going to dump the memory of the running process. I was very pleased when I learned about this one. You can dump the memory, process, dump. There it is. So I can configure parameters and get the regex is just going to be pup again, I reckon. And that should do it. Let me just check my instructions. Yep, project regex of pup, acquire the memory, launch. This is going to download the memory being used by that running process and send it to the Linux system for analysis. And it's already done. And here's the wait. Yeah, it's already done. And so that'll be, I think, yep, there's an uploaded file. This is the memory dump of that file. Okay, now, in the uploaded tab, you can download it to your local system to analyze it. And you can analyze it in various ways. Here's how you can analyze it on a Windows machine or a Debian. Here I did it on a Debian machine. I think on my Mac I can do it different ways. So let me download this file. And there it is. And I think I can probably just open it with, might be able to just use a plain text editor. Let's see what that does. It's a binary file, but it's going to have some text in it. I just want to see if it contains this message. The message is, your machine is pwned. And up there it says, pwned by DoubleBad. So pwn would be a good thing to look for, and this might find it. If I just search for pwn, it finds pwn class. That's normal junk. Pwn. Okay, let's try pwned. See, it did not find it. Okay, so that's not good enough. And that's probably because this is not looking for the right kind of Unicode. Let me see if Hexfiend can do it. There's a general way to see any file. And let's see if I can find it here. I want to find text. Pwned. And I don't know if it's actually searching. Next. Okay, so I'm not having much luck doing it with these tools. So let me, I have my Debian machine. Let's try analyzing it on here. Open another console and do it on Debian, which is going to be SSH Debian at. All right. And I'm just trying to think of the best way to move it in here. It's probably SCP. So if I get a command line on my Mac, okay, and I go to downloads, and I look for star.dump. Okay, it's one of these. Let's find out which one it is. It is this one, dump 29, okay? So I want to scp dump 29, okay, to that machine, which is 192, 168, 121, 129, and it is student on that machine. And then colon, let's say /temp. That might work if I've done it all right. I might have to Google the scp command. Looks like I've fouled up the scp command. All right, let's get an example of a good scp command. Okay, scp local file user at remote host colon path. I don't know, it looks like I did it right. But it didn't do anything. It should have asked me for a password or something. Okay, scp local file. Oh, maybe, oh, it's not student, it's Debian on this machine. How rude. Oh, that's the wrong IP address, too. It's 197. All right, that'll do it. 97. There we go. Now I give it the password, and that'll put that file on the other machine, and now it's there. So now if I go to there, /temp, there's the dump file. All right, and now I can use the commands in my instructions to do it, which is binutils strings.el. Let's see if I have that. Strings minus el of dump. I do. Okay, there's the strings, and that shows you all of them, and the ones I want are the ones that have the word pwn in them. But I got to spell grep correctly. There. And there, now you see, now I've proven the running memory has the messages you're seeing, so I know I've found the malicious file. That's all I wanted to show you, and there was a little bit of a struggle there to try to get it on the system with something that can read Microsoft Unicode. Microsoft uses an obsolete 16-bit version of Unicode, so there aren't that many tools that can read it. As usual, Microsoft is always a headache. But anyway, that's why they pay us the big bucks. So, we've now proven that. Now we can use Yara. Now that we know it has that message pwned in it, we can see how many files on the box appear to be part of the attack. So Yara will search for pwned. So let's go here and look for Yara and Windows. I want Windows Search Yara. People love this Yara tool, so there's a lot of versions. Okay, now configure parameters. Now, I want to do exes containing the string pwned. And so, I'm going to do just exe, not these other things. All right, and now here is where you put the keyword. And wide is those 16-bit characters. So I want to look for it in both ASCII and wide because Microsoft uses both. I don't think I want to look for it in lowercase, so I'll get rid of that, but I could. That should do it. And this will search every file in the box, every executable file, to see if it has that. Let's see if that does it. Well, it's running. All right, there it is, scanning files. You see, going through the entire file system. It's surprising how quick this is. It's reading the contents of every file in the box and looking for that string. And I would have thought this would take 5 or 10 minutes, but in fact, it doesn't take long at all. And here's a number of rows of results that are coming. But see, it's still running, which is expected. Yep, there it is, scanning files. All right. And so when it's done, we should find that only this one file in the root of C is used. We've deleted the others. There are no other files involved in the attack, but this is how you would check for that. Although you're just looking for that string, and that string might not be in the other files. So this is not a very thorough test. Yara is a very simple tool like grep. All right, while that's running, I can anticipate it's going to work. And then you just have remediation. If you can open a shell from Velociraptor and try to execute commands to remediate it, and what you'll find is you're not allowed to execute arbitrary commands. They've limited what Velociraptor can do, probably as a security measure. And so to really remediate, you have to open a command prompt on the box and delete the malware. So that's what I did at the start of, anyway. So I don't think I'll bother with that. And I don't think I'll wait for this to finish. Let's wait and see. But anyway, that's what I wanted to, there we are, it finished. And so the only thing it found was this one file. It isn't finished yet, it's still, now it's done. So there's only one file in the box that contains that word. And so that's the only one that you know is part of this attack. So that's the simple case I wanted to show you. And I'll have to add to here to just automatically launch it if the box doesn't pop up. And manually launch it here if it does not pop up the box there. So I'm going to stop this recording. That's all I wanted to show you today.